Hey guys, my name is Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be bookmas video number 5. So for this video, we're actually going to be doing my 2024 reading journal flip through, which is so crazy that we have come to the point where we're gonna go flip through this reading journal. I'm so excited to show you guys all the spreads in here and everything that I've done. I'm missing one final spread that is going to be for my Patreon, but I'm not going to do it until bookmas is over because I'm still filming a lot of bookmas, so I don't want to add something else, you know, to my load. So it'll be something that will be done in the later half of December. But for the most part, I have completed my reading journal for 2024. I am going to be setting up my 2025 reading journal very soon, and you will see that for bookmas as well. Let's get into the reading journal. Okay guys, so we're going to be starting off with the journal flip through. So I'm just going to go through what spreads I had included in my 2024 reading journal, and I'm going to talk about which spreads I will probably be recreating in my 2025 journal and what spreads I'm actually going to take out that I just tried out this year and just didn't really find that, you know, helpful. So let's jump into that. So this is my cover. I always like to put a bunch of stickers on here. Honestly, I'm going to try and peel some of these off to put in my next year's journal because I'm just a fan of all these stickers. They're so fun. But yeah, I always decorate my front covers. This is my reading journal. This is from Michael's. It's like $10 or something like that. This is how full it is. I feel like it is big enough to handle everything I do in here, and I could definitely include more spreads if I really wanted to. I do have a bunch of paper left over, but this is generally what my reading journals look like. You know, they're very they're very chunky. But I love this reading journal. I'm gonna get the same one for next year. I literally have no complaints about these reading journals. I think they're inexpensive and they do what they need to do. You know what I mean? You don't really need to spend a ton of money to get a reading journal. These are literally $10 and they work just fine. So let's just get started. So these journals usually have these content pages, which I just use to write down like the heights of each kind of little thing I put in my reading journal. So that's what's in here. Aside from that, I don't use these content pages for anything else. And then we have our first spread. So this is a little calendar spread for every month of the year. And the idea was to write down the book clubs and, you know, try and participate in book clubs. But honestly, I'm not going to be doing it again this year just because I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time to participate in all the book clubs, which is very unfortunate. I wish I could participate in all my friends' book clubs, but I don't have the time. But anytime that there is a book that I can participate, I will, you know, so I don't really need this whole, you know, thing, because it kind of just stresses me out seeing like all the books and all the book clubs going on. So yeah, I'm not going to be including it next year. And I will just be participating in my friends' book clubs when I can. So yeah, I'm not going to be making this spread again next year, but it is cute and it is a good idea. If you participate in book clubs often, I think this could be very, very useful. And then we have the series tracker pages. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to do this again next year either. It doesn't really matter. I'm not too stressed about how many series I start. I always start new series. It's a never-ending thing for me, but it doesn't really stress me out, you know? Like, I'm okay with it, so I don't really need a reminder of all the series because I can just look them up if I really want to. So I definitely won't be doing a series tracker next year, but yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of series that I am currently reading. Next page we have is a genres read spread. So I'm at 100 books. I went to 150. Honestly, that was wishful thinking on my part, but I actually really like the spread and I will be doing it again. I just think it's really fun to see like which genre you read the most of. And as you can see for mine, it's this purple color, and that is monster romance, which really tracks. So yeah, it was a lot of fun just like looking at the colors and just seeing what I read. So yeah, there's a lot of monster romance, there's some horror with the red, a little bit of fantasy, but yeah, I feel like mostly monster romance and horror are like my top genres. So this was really fun. I definitely will be continuing this. Then we have the 12 for 2024. I read 3 of them. I'm not going to do this again. I don't really need more stress in my life. I really don't need to be doing these challenges. I just feel like I end up failing at them and then getting stressed out about them. So I'm not going to do this again, but this was my 12 for 2024. So then we come to the bookshelves. I love these bookshelves. I will definitely be doing them again. I think they're so fun and I just love filling them out. In this case, I filled them out physical, ebook, or audiobook. As you can see, I mostly read physically or ebook. Audiobook is like my least read type of format. But I think next year I'm gonna color them in based on rating, because I think it'll be really fun to see what my rating breakdown is in colors. So I think that's what we're gonna do next year. But as you can see, I have this and this. I have 2 spreads. Again, wishful thinking really. I have not gone to this, but these are up to date. So yeah, there's 100 books within these shelves that are colored in so far. Another thing is the Cosmere spread by Brandon Sanderson. I was intending to get onto the Cosmere this year, but that did not happen. But I'm gonna reference this spread back. I'm not gonna redo it. I feel like I don't really want to include it in my new reading journal, but if I really ever need to make a reference back to it, I have it here. So I don't feel like I need to copy it again. But I do want to work my way through the Cosmere. But this year wasn't a big fantasy year for me, so yeah. Well, it was fantastical, but not in the high fantasy way. Same with the Massverse. I did want to get into Throne of Glass and Crescent City, but it just didn't happen for me this year. But I will just kind of keep this as reference. I'm not going to put this back in my reading journal for next year. And then I also have the tandem read for Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, which I do want to do. So yeah, and I actually might be moving Assassin's Blade, because I tried to read Assassin's Blade and I wasn't like super gripped by it. So I think I only got like to the 2nd story. So I think I might actually do Throne of Glass and read the Assassin's Blade, I think after Heir of Fire. I think that's another reading order you can do, but like using it as a prequel honestly did not really work for me. So I think I'm just going to start with Throne of Glass and then move my way through the series. I really want to get to Crescent City. That is the series that I'm most excited about, aside from ACOTAR. But I already read ACOTAR. I fucking love ACOTAR. But Crescent City, I'm like super, super excited about. But anyways, rambling. I'm not going to recopy this. I'm just going to reference it again. Same with my Rubyverse spread. I love this spread so much. These 2 are my babies. But again, I'm just going to reference this page back. Don't really feel like doing all of this all over again. I still have quite a ways to go, so yeah, I'm just going to be referencing this page for 2025 because I will be continuing with my Rubyverse. That is one of my priorities for next year actually, is to really get back into this. I don't feel like I read enough Ruby Dixon this year. All right, next spread. These are for Spiffbo 9 and Spiffbo 10. I really have no plans on reading any of the Spiffbo books again. Probably, unless I probably would read like the finalist, maybe. But yeah, these were very questionable reads for me this year, so I don't have any big plans for it. But I did find one of my favorite books in Spiffbo 9, so I'm not too mad about it, but I'm not itching to read them again. Okay, so this is the Spicy Cats Book Club pick spread, so there's 2 of them. I will be doing this again next year. I'll probably only do 1 page because we're only gonna have 5 reads, but I like to design these little trading cards, and I like to kind of just talk about the book and give a little rating and thoughts and things like that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do this again next year for sure. I really like how this looks. And then we have the book cover spreads, which I will be doing again next year. I just really like looking at all these books and just being like, wow, I had a time. I love doing these, so I'm definitely going to do them again. And again, I left myself a bunch of pages. Unnecessary, I didn't read that much, but whatever. Better safe than sorry, honestly. Then I did books I DNF'd and books I reread. I did not reread any books except I'm rereading one now, and it's the end of November. So yeah, I did not reread in 2024. I did DNF in 2024, but I actually don't need this because I figured out how to do a shelf on Goodreads for my DNFs, so I don't feel like I need to include this in next year's spreads, and I won't be doing this again either because I didn't really reread, so it kind of just seems like a little bit of a pointless spread, to be honest. So I'm not going to do these next year. Then we have reading goals for 2024. I actually can cross one off here, but I did read 100 books, so we're going to mark that as completed. I did not read high fantasy. I did not read more sci-fi. I did start a Patreon, which is nice. I didn't hit 5K subs. I think I'm like really close to 4K, so I'm gonna count that as a win. I did create a readathon, which was fun, but I did not read a book over 1,000 pages. It was not high fantasy year, so yeah, we didn't complete those goals. But I will be doing another reading goals page because I just like filling these in at the end of the year. 5-star predictions. Literally have not worked on this at all. I have no excuse. Let's not even think about that. But I don't think I'll be doing that again next year either. Then we have subscription boxes. This is a horrible spread. It's like so ugly to me. But I do want to do something similar, but just better executed next year, because I do have a couple of subscription boxes and I want to make sure that I'm like reading the books that I get from my subscription boxes. So I will be doing another one of these. It'll just look better than this. Some Patreon spreads. I'm gonna be bringing back the Monster Fuckers book club, which is my top tier book club, because this is still going. I need to update this because we've had a couple of reads that I have to include in here. But I don't have a book club pick for the middle tier anymore, so I'm just going to bring back this one for my top tier buddy reads. And then we start with the monthly spreads. So we're just going to go through and show just how, you know, each month went. So this was January. I was playing a TBR game in the beginning of the year, but I don't do that anymore. So some of the things in here are kind of pointless, but I did DNF a couple of books in January, so I do have a DNF section. But I love, you know, doing these spreads, so I will continue doing them. Then I have the Wicked Winter Ween spread. I participate in that. And then I started doing these book spreads, and this is like my favorite thing in the world. Like, doing these spreads has become my favorite thing in my reading journal, so I definitely will continue. So the first one I did was A Psalm for the Wild Built that I read in January and I absolutely loved, and I printed out some quotes because I didn't have the physical book, so I printed out some quotes that I just wanted to remember. Then we have February. We went for like a little coquette vibe for February. March, very green and purple. Then we have 2 spreads for another 2 of my favorite books of the year, Waltzing with Witches and Arrival Most Vile. I'm pretty sure I did this one first and then I did this one, but I loved Arrival Most Vile. This is one of the Spiffbo books that I read, and I fucking love this so much, and I had such a fun time making the spread. And this is kind of where it began. Like, I did A Psalm for the Wild Built, but then this really was like, it catapulted me into doing these book spreads. So Arrival Most Vile, Waltzing with Witches. This is a song code from Spotify that I feel really represents this book for me, but I loved it so much. Then we have April, and we did Old School April spread, which was really fun. I love like the green slime for Kelsey. Then we have May, and this was Escape the Readathon, so I did do a little Ferris wheel, and this is the Black Cat Carnival. This is really cute too. I do like going all out for readathons, I'm not gonna lie. And then this was a readathon that I did for my Patreon, so it was a Twilight themed readathon. I really, really love this page. I had such a blast. This was so fun. But yeah, this was my first like readathon that I made, but this was for Patreon, so yeah, this was so fun. I still have to do a public readathon, honestly. I have an idea, but I haven't worked on it yet. This is one of my favorite spreads in my reading journal. This is for Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm. I love this book so much. And this spread, oh my god, every time I look at it, I'm transported back to this world, back to this book, and I want to read it all over again. Ugh, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. I can't get over it. I love this one so much. Then we have Tori's Romanticy-a-thon spread. This is really fun. I really like this dagger. Then we have June. I love this spread. I think it's so cute. I also was kind of co-hosting a readathon on Patreon with Kelsey and Andrew between all our Patreons, and we had some movie prompts and we had like reading prompts, and I did this like really fun tentacle. But yeah, this readathon was really fun, and I just like, you know, wrote down the prompts that I finished and like what books I read for each prompt. But yeah, this was really fun. I really like this readathon. I hope we do it again next year. It was so fun. I have a space here for Angel's Blood, but I actually ended up doing Angel's Blood somewhere else, so we actually don't need that, but I should do something here, and I might. I haven't decided, but I might. Anyways, we have another spread for Leather and Lark, which is also one of my favorite books of the year. I love this book so fucking much. And, oh, this spread was so fun, and I just think back to Lark and Lachlan, and I want to cry all over again because I fucking love them so much. And yeah, I love doing this. This was so fun. Oh my god. We have July. We have Summerween. So we have the books that I read. You know, a little spread. This is very Halloween-y. I feel like this spread is more Halloween-y than my actual October spread, which is funny, but yeah, Summerween is fun. Then we have a 100 pages a day challenge that I did. We have Garbingo. And then here is like my August. I did one of those like peekaboo type of spreads. So yeah, August. And we have the full moon readathon that's hosted by Jan. And I did like a vlog where I read books that Jan disliked. It was really fun. And yeah, so these are the books that I read and, you know, the readathon. I really like this. I know it's not a full moon, but I just really liked a crescent moon. I just thought it would look cute. So then we have September. Really not a great reading month for me in September. We have the Week of Weird. We have the Horror Bingo that is by Sarah from Wicked Reading, and the Week of Weird is by Crystal and Jason. And then we have my Angel's Blood spread, another one of my favorites. Love this so much. Oh my god, this book is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Oh my god. Yeah, and looking at the spread, I'm just like, so should I reread it? So you're telling me right now I should reread it, right? Ugh, it's so good. Then we have the Halloween-a-thon spread. I wish I had read more for this readathon, but like October was so fucking rough for me that my reading just tanked so hard in October, but I really like how the spread was looking. I just wish I could have filled it out a little bit more. And then we have October. I really like how this turned out. So I did use a lot of washi tape, this Halloween washi tape. This is so cute. I love how like bright it is. Then we have November. Okay, sorry if the angle and everything is a little different. I come in to finish filming this another day. So apologies for that, but I just wanted to show you guys the final spread because I did end up filming it for Bookmas, and I wanted to include it in this flip through, but this is my December spread. So I ended up doing a little cutout of some presents. And then here's my spread for December, my calendar, and my books read. If you didn't see me do this, I will leave the video linked in the description and the cards, part of the Bookmas playlist. This should be the second video, so you will hopefully have seen this before, but in case you haven't, I will leave it linked in the description. But yeah, this is the final spread for December, and like I said, I do have one more spread to do, and I will be doing it on that blank piece of paper that I had here. It's going to be for one of my favorite werewolf books that I read this year. It's going to be for Feral, and that's going to be a Patreon exclusive video. So I'm going to do that later in the month, but it's going to be here. So there will be something here to just, you know, complete the spreads and complete the reading journal. So yeah, that is the final look at the journal. I really love how this year's turned out. I'm super excited about setting up my 2025 one. And if you do want journaling content, for me, again, all that lives on Patreon, and I do have quite a few journaling videos already banked on Patreon if you do decide to join. It is available for the top tier. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little flip through. I hope that it was enjoyable to watch. I hope you liked some of the spreads that I did. And for an emoji for this video, what should we leave? Is there a journal? Is there a journal? Yeah, there's like a little composition notebook, right? You can leave that for the emoji for this video, but that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.